Hello, man. Hello, Mgtows. I just thought I'd do an impromptu little chat, a little Mgtow chat about Wigtow. I was looking at Wigtows today. Someone sent me a Wigtow. Uh, there we go. So someone sent me a little thing. I had to turn that off. I always do that same old thing again. Hello, McCoy. Hello, Shining. Uh, a little impromptu chat on Wigtow today and how I feel about Wigtow and why I support Wigtow. Those sort of things. The way I kind of look at it around here, there's practicing Mgtows and then there's lip service Mgtows. Uh, there are two different types of Mgtows. The way I see it is Sandman is a lip servicing Mgtow, and even some of the more popular Mgtows have jumped off the Mgtow train and they're now dating and they're now doing those things that they may want to do. It's a desire, but practicing Mgtows, we're not talking about those things. We're not talking about the dating scene. We're not talking about women in general because it's just kind of bullshit, isn't it? Once you start practicing Mgtow, what could it matter? What could it possibly matter? What they do, whatever they do, it just let them be Wigtows. And let's get back on the Wigtow thing. Wigtow's like a mimicking. It mimics Mgtow, and I was gonna pull up. Let me do this. Let me pull up. There's you gotta see their sign. It's just so funny. Uh, it looks like the Mgtow sign, and I'll put a screenshot up there of what it looks like, and y'all can see it. Look at that. Uh, it's got the stop sign, the like we use, not a stop sign, a road sign, but theirs is going around and round and round, and it says "Welcome to Mgtow" or Wigtow.net, the women's group for women, and that's what they think Wigtow is. It's going round and round and round. It's not going away from anything. They just want to recirculate what they're doing. Now, when I look at some of the pictures, I see women going their own way. Women is not a tourist destination. This seems to be their motto. Women is not a tourist destination. It's a refuge from your kind. And that's an interesting. And we see this guy holding up. That's the little fat guy. I don't know who hired this guy right there. But he's holding up a sign. Feminism is a refuge for women's sexual failures. Mgtow.com for, and they said it should said yeah, it should say Mgtow.com there, but that's what we get, and it's always some reaction to what we are doing, and that would be Mgtow here. Protect yourself. I'm not your provider, and I'm not your sex option. No play, no ball. No bounce, no play. That's the way I figure about these things. No bounce, no play. But unfortunately, they have to mimic us, and that's okay for them. That's okay what they do, because that's what they do. What a shine! They say UFC press. He sent me. Okay, now he's watching a UFC. Thanks. That's okay, Shine. Hello, Oracle. I could send Oracle a quick link if he wants to come in and join me on this. But Wigtow, what is Wigtow really? It's a general mimicking of Mgtow. It's a response to Mgtow. And today I seen that little girl holding her thing. She looks to be about 15, 14 years old. So, and that's the thing. How can you be a Wigtow if you're 15? There's nothing to gain, nothing earned. There's nothing there that you can possibly be at 14 years old as a Wigtow. And but she's claimed the title, and maybe she can learn something. And what we're talking about in Wigtow is generally talking about responsibility and accountability. Are they really willing to go down that path with responsibility and accountability? That's the thing. You can say, "Oh, fine, I'm great. I'm a Wigtow." And a woman could do that. She could say, "Oh, fine, that's great. I'm a Wigtow. I'm going to not get married and I'm not going to cohabitate." And cohabitation may mean different things to different people. Some people would say cohabitation would be a person living with another person, sharing the bills, sharing the responsibilities of the household. So automatically there, you would say, oh, well, you look at women because women look at things differently. She says, what they're saying is they're not going to marry and they're not going to cohabitate. That means they're not going to, they're going to do what they always do. That's rotary sign back to where they were. They're always going to do what they always do during these things. And we know that as Mgtows, we've separated ourselves from this thing, and we look at it and we go, oh, well, here we go. It's a new response from the women. What is this response going to be? And another response is Mgtow. I don't care if they Mgtow, but what are the benefits if they do Mgtow? That's what I have to ask myself. The benefits if they do Mgtow. Well, they're not going to cohabitate. That means I'm not going to have to worry about my buddies getting married or my buddy marrying her or her bothering me, and they're not going to cohabitate with me. Hello, Mgtow Oracle.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, nothing. Just having a little chat to myself about Mgtow.
Okay.
It doesn't matter to a Mgtow, does it? It shouldn't matter to a Mgtow.
Nope,
not at all. If they Mgtow, I support it. Clap my hands. Good girl. Go your way because you are now doing my work for me. That's the way I look at it. Some of these guys get upset. What do you see with that when you see these guys get upset? Oh, they can't Mgtow. You think they're looking at it from that spectator view of lip service in Mgtow? Like, hey, she can't walk away with all that pussy.
It's kind of like when you're a kid and you make a fort and it's like boys only.
Yeah,
like the girls make a fort and the girls only. It's like, well, obviously, like.
Yeah, that's a good example. I think a couple of people use that example, and then they want to tear down the fort, and then there's a war between the forts.
Yep.
Let's just mimic what we're doing. Oh, you guys can't go and build a fort all by yourself. And that's a really interesting thing to look at. Why we can't do anything all by ourselves as men.
Yeah.
They just have to have a little piece of it, but it doesn't really matter if you're a Mgtow. I see these guys. There's two different types of Mgtows. There's Mgtows that practice, and there's Mgtows that like to get a lot of lip service on this stuff, isn't there?
Yep.
They're going to tell you how to do everything right. They're going to tell you how to do it. But unless you're incorporated, if you've incorporated Mgtow into your life, whatever women are doing, it just doesn't matter.
Right.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah, they'll say whatever they want, but then do they have anything on their YouTube channel? No, they'll just go on videos and comment and rant and rave, but don't have any actual substantial evidence or anything to prove that they're doing what they say.
Yeah, and the interesting part of this, and that's fine if they don't cohabitate, they don't get married and everything, is that as far as they're going to take it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's as far as they're going to take it. But they're still going to go out and get pregnant, and they're going to jack some guy's sperm, and then they're going to end up on the social services and baby mama services, and all that stuff, and say that's fine, that's their Mgtow. And we're going, no. There's a set of secondary thinking that goes along with being Mgtow, and that would be the same for being Mgtow. And that secondary thinking would say you close your legs, you're not hijacking sperm, you're getting a job, you're being responsible. If you live with someone, another girl, you pay half your fucking bills. Daddy ain't supporting you anymore. Go girl, be that strong, independent girl.
Right. They essentially have to man up, but they can't really phrase it like that. But they have to do the 9 yards. They have to get a job, a career, and be self-sustaining. Yeah,
that's what we do here in Mgtow. We don't say man up. We say we're manning the fuck out.
Yeah.
And I'm taking all this with me. Every bit of this strength, these arms, these strong arms, I'm taking with me, and don't ask to use them. But I wonder if women understand that, the Mgtow thing.
No, I think they'll just kind of try to put themselves even higher on a pedestal and try to, utilize men, subvert them.
Yeah. Yeah, so did you see that sign, the Mgtow sign that I put up?
I seen it for a second because I was on my phone when I first clicked the link.
Yeah, let me put that up for you. That's so funny. Wait till you see the Mgtow sign, and it's just tells me how they're thinking. There, can you see that?
Hold on one second.
Oh yeah, let me click on it. There, it should be. Yeah, there it is.
Yep.
That's the Mgtow sign. It's the Mgtow sign with we're going, and there's a little red arrow there that goes up and out, and then it goes around and around and around and around. That's a lot like gynocentrism, isn't it?
Yeah.
But some of these things I type up, I just put in the pictures here. You can see all the what they think Mgtow is, and then there's their Reddit group. Is it a Reddit group or a Mgtow free forum net? Let's go in here and see what that is. Can you still see that?
Yep.
Website. Oh, Mgtow free forum net is Mgtow free forum net. Oh, so they're spelling Mgtow space. See, now these are how the girls get this shit right sometimes, isn't it? And men around here could never do this, where they start selling space and they start, where they're going to start their own Mgtow area. And that's what I talk about. And we've been talking about that forever, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Men been talking, and
they'll actually start getting like physical properties as well.
Yeah, they'll do it. Well, they're going to start doing this. They're going to take the whole 9 yards. They're going to
it'll be completely okay too because no one will stop them.
No one will stop them. Yeah, no one's gonna. But it just goes back to it's what we try to get together back here with your project, and we talked to Steph the other day with this project. One little Mgtow girl goes out there and she starts this Mgtow site, and all of a sudden she's got her website up, she's got everything going. And it took her nothing to do, because that's what they do. They're little clerical monsters.
Would you put that under the acceptance stage of the grieving process, like I was talking to you about earlier? the Mgtow.
Yeah. Yeah, but they get support too. They get support. There was probably like a couple guys going, "You go, girl," behind her, and like, "You're so strong and independent. You need some money for that website."
You're taking half my paycheck anyway. Here you go.
And she's got like 10 hours a day to work on that, and she ain't got to go to work or anything. So it's funny, but women are that way. That's how feminism. I heard a joke the other day. I was watching Portlandia. Did you ever watch Portlandia yet?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Oh, it's you get it free. I have it free for a week on my what is it? My Stars channels. I get Stars, on my cable. Direct TV.
I think it's on Netflix. I just never watched it.
Yeah, it's really funny. It's hilarious. It's sort of gynocentric in a way. This guy and his girl live together, and they have this non-sexual relation. They just split half the bills down the middle and everything. And then the one was they're having a breakup, so he goes his own way and builds a tree fort in the woods, which is really kind of funny because it was really kind of like these guys been watching the Mgtow shit, and then, like, she lives in the house and she brings in a transsexual, and he's a transsexual male that he goes, "Well, I'll take care of you, baby," and he goes, "I got lots of money. I invested in feminism in the 70s."
So I just Googled Mgtow, and the third link down says, "Because modern feminism is failing us."
Oh my God! Because modern feminism is. How would you take that? That would be like they're not doing enough for us.
What does that even mean?
how does modern feminism has made women the most entitled group in the history of modern women right now, and I don't care where you're at. You can say Western, Eastern, whatever. It made them the most entitled group in the history of the world.
Yep.
They didn't.
What more can they take from us?
Yeah, what more can you take? You want slaves? You know, is this Mgtow thing a way of getting the slaves and getting the slaves back on the farm without having to marry,
right?
without having to, when I look at this thing, it's always like, what do they want? More social services? They want more men under their thumb. They want more. I have a question for Traversable, but it's too much to type. John says I have a question, but it's too much to type. Go ahead, type it in 3 parts. I don't know, or send it to me on a link or something if you have a question, and I'll read it. If it's too much to type, or put it in my last video, and then just send it to me, and I'll get it on. I'll get it on my little bell here, and I'll be able to read it. Oh, my dog! You see him going nuts. The mailman came.
Wow.
He hates it when the mailman. He can feel that mailman from I don't know 30 yards away, walking up, and he knows when he's around. Okay, Dougie. Okay, Dougie, come here. He wants to get some ass on the mailman. He does this every morning. I had a little video made up about Dougie. He's an existentialist. He's got that chain attached to him, and he thinks he's going to run out there and get that little dog next door. Every morning he does this. He'll just go nuts for a few minutes.
Have you read much on this on one of their sites? This is
no. You got one open? You want to put it up?
Yeah, I don't know how to do that though.
Right over there, it's a screen share, and whatever's on your screen, it's going to share on this, and then you'll have to click on your icon, and then it'll go to the icon, and you click up and put it up. It's that little green button with the arrow on it.
Yeah. Oh, cool! And I can select the individual screen because I have 3 monitors on my computer.
Yeah, you can put one on one monitor, see what's going on in the other, so you can work it actually if you have a touch monitor. Oh, you got 3 monitors?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can. Yeah. Now just click on that.
Is it going?
There it is. There. Oops, it went down. You might have to click on it again and just kind of put the ring around it. Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Oh. There you go.
So this is great.
So a website. Oh, it keeps going down. I wonder why. Let me click on it. See if it'll. There it is. Okay. What is this? What does she say?
To create a stronger language bond between females. This site is made by women for women. Nothing typed will be said in acknowledgement of male readers. The equal and opposite of Mgtow spaces.
The equal and opposite of Mgtow. Hey, that's cool. You know,
yeah, do your own thing. That's cool. I mean, I would have thought feminism created a stronger language bond between females, but apparently they need this as well.
Yeah. Well, they're mimicking the language we have around here. So I can't wait to see their language, what they call things. You know, what we call things. We call them Gynocentrism, hypergamy, and all those things. You know, we ever.
Yeah, I like point number 3 here. To perhaps help current feminists consider a different point of view, one that has more life in the long run.
Life in the long run. Yeah, I think I seen this girl. Somebody made a video about this girl's Mgtow site, and she had a few points and down there, and but I can't really see what it says on the screen.
Oh, I can try to zoom in there.
Yeah, there we go. We are nothing more than a bunch of women from all races, orientations, and religions who want to find a new way to discuss gender issues. A new way to discuss gender issues? What the fuck does... Okay. We want to find a new healthy alternative to mainstream and radical feminism and still create a positive female culture. And it's possible, lady. It is possible, ladies. The point of all of this is to take responsibility for ourselves. Women do plenty of damage to this world. Okay, I can understand that. Yeah, she's taking responsibility and says women do plenty of damage. Let us focus on the discussion, not what others shouldn't do, but what we should. And that's sort of a Mgtow thing. You know, we're just being active. Let me mute myself here for a second while I take care of Dougie. I'll continue reading that.
We encourage each other to pursue fulfilling careers and to be the best mothers possible. We understand that women as mothers can affect the next generation, can affect, and help create a better world. Yeah, okay.
Where are they getting that sperm from?
So, you know, are they divorced women that are trying to fulfill careers and be the best mothers, or are they single women that are getting knocked up, and then this is some kind of fallback to
baby
how they can create a better world and affect the next generation?
If you did the sperm jacking, be going your own way is the next step. You do the sperm jacking, you go your own way, then Uncle Sam becomes the father.
So they just want to be promiscuous young women, get knocked up, be a good mother, and be a role model. Yeah, sperm jacking and be tax supported. Yeah, I don't see anything about changing, you know, political reform or anything like that. No, they're gonna keep the advantages that women already have, and then instill this Mgtow on top of that. That's neat.
That's neat. That's pretty. Yeah, go girl. You know. Okay. Yeah, but I see that in Mgtow too. That sort of thing where, unless you're a monk Mgtow and I see these guys chasing pussy, and then they expect that as an entitlement. All women should just give that up, and then they're going to have babies, and then that's going to be it, and they're going to be strong and independent. But on the other side, when we hear this from women, we can see the hypocrisy in that. But see the hypocrisy in that when, like, a Nico says, I'm gonna still go out there and get me some of that, and the Sandman says, I'm gonna go out there and get me some of that, and I'm still gonna do that. But they must be able to see the hypocrisy in what we say too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why going monk Mgtow is pretty much the only. It's the truest form of Mgtow where you're not being so hypocritical about things.
Yeah, and you subscribe to Messenger, right?
Yeah.
And he is one of the better monk-esque Mgtows. Are there several others like him?
Yeah. There's this group is pretty much monks, and you know, we got the label monks from on this podcast, but you know, it's a hypocrisy thing. We can't ask them to take 100% responsibility for their lives unless we're doing 100% responsibility for our lives.
For sure,
and that's just the truth of it. Now, when you look at something, they're already mothers, and maybe they had a mistake, but are they taking 100% responsibility for they went out, they said yes means yes, no means no. She said yes. She said, I want to have a baby. She spread those legs. Then she had the choice of abortion or not abortion. That's where it gets kind of confusing, because we don't have them abortion rights.
Yeah.
We don't have the right to financially abort. We don't have those. The same rights they get every day. Somehow in Congress can't see that men should have those rights too, if it's going to be truly. And then they provide barriers against us getting those rights, which is racism. But they're hypocritical, and that's all we're saying is let's not be hypocritical about this shit. Messenger had some terrible shit. Yeah, Messenger did have some terrible shit. Did that guy ever send me that what he wanted to talk about?
No, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, Joe, he's in limbo because we're back, but doesn't see how to fuck up how fucked up how she was over vindicating, sending the guys outside in very naked pics. I don't understand that one. Okay. Just trying to read the chat a little bit. I don't know where it went there. We do have a monitor. Throwdown's got the hammer just in case
the band hammer.
Yeah, you got the band hammer. I don't like, I do believe in giving guys timeouts first.
Yeah, or warnings and then
Yeah, just
timeouts and then banning. But
and then the ban, because when you ban them from my channel too. That's the trust thing we have. I accidentally gave like 5 guys to hammer one day because you automatically get it from the next. If I give one guy, if these guys aren't around, then I'll give one guy a hammer, and then I call it the hammer. It's a wrench, but
yeah,
but I showed that was all that was in the conversation. They had banned everybody. I was like, I've got to do something about that. I can't have them banning absolutely everybody. But this Mgtow thing, it was kind of irritating me earlier. And the whole thing is, what could it possibly matter to a Mgtow?
yep. I think we'd have to see them really strive to mirror some of the mentalities we have in Mgtow, like bettering yourself, not kind of the monk ideas and
Right.
doing this and that to help better yourself and maybe other men as well. But
Right.
well,
Yeah,
we'll see. We'll see where they decide to go with that. I mean, I probably won't pay too much attention to them unless they start something, which that could possibly happen. There could be some type of, I wouldn't say invasion, but some type of flame war with them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I say we should support them in 100% and try to explain to them that it's not. It's about, hey, all we're saying is we want equal abortion rights, we want equal paternity rights, we want, and that's it.
Right.
If this thing is going to be fair, it's going to be fair. And that if people go down that route, and
you mean complete legislation equality as opposed to just like social equality or some other kind of equality.
Yeah, legislation equality where the same rules don't say women on them, like violence against women. I want to see violence against people, and those rules apply to a woman that may hit her husband or goes off in a train, and we've seen 1,000 of those. They go off in a train station or start hitting people. Hey, they go to jail too, even if it's a man that they hit. But
or a bus stop or whatever, wherever these things typically happen.
Yeah, most of the time it's in these relationships, and I don't advise going into a relationship, but I have to watch this almost weekly in my neighborhood, where a guy and a woman are fighting, and it doesn't matter if the guy calls, and we just seen this, and that's why I like to bring up the Johnny Mizell case all the time.
Yeah,
with Johnny exited his room, he called the police station.
Yep.
Left. She was still in the room. She got there and automatically assumed that he was the aggressor. How could he possibly been the aggressor if he called the police?
See, I don't know, man.
Yeah. Now they're taking her story as the gospel truth, and then she sees it's over. She sees there's a couple $1 million to be lost here. Now, of course, she's going to say a bunch of crap. Of course, she's going to do a bunch of things. But they did come up with the film, which will probably show that she lied about being thrown in the car. She lied about his aggressive violence. She lied about a lot of things. So there will be some film coming out this week on that. It should be. But with the Ray Rice film, too. Did you watch that with the Ray Rice film?
No.
When he says they said they ruined his career. They kicked him out of football and everything. And they said, oh, Ray Rice beat his girlfriend in the elevator. But I never seen him throw a blow. But you ask a blue pill guy if he threw a blow. Oh, yeah, he did. I seen her rush him from across the elevator. He walked to the other side of the elevator. She rushed him on his side of the elevator. And then he flicked her off. And then that's when she fell against the one side of the elevator. That's what I seen.
Yeah, I think I seen it. I'm trying to remember. I think it was kind of like what you're saying, where he just kind of like tried to get her off of him.
Yeah.
And she fell back. Yeah.
Yeah, and I seen her strike him 4 times on the way to the elevator, but no one says, hey, that's domestic violence. Because that is domestic violence. Right. And that's what we're saying. It should be the same. As soon as she struck him, and she did strike him 3 or 4 times on the way to elevator. On the elevator. Right. I don't care how big this guy is. I don't care how strong you are. Nobody gets hit.
Right.
Nobody gets a slave in this world, and nobody gets hit. But we have 2 violations in our law. Women get a slave if they have a baby, and they're allowed to hit men.
Yep. And like Bill Burr said, even in hockey, there's 2 minutes for instigating.
Yeah, there's 2 minutes for instigating. Oh yeah, these things should be looked at. But the judge in the Ray Rice case said, "Yes, I seen what I seen, and I didn't see him hit her, and I didn't see, I did see her hit him, but still, Ray Rice lost his job in the NFL.
Right.
Millions.
And it's a lot easier for corporations just to go, yeah, we're done with him, than to,
Yeah.
actually just keep him on and just, brush away all the false information. They just don't want to deal with it.
They don't want to deal with it, and especially in the NFL now, where they do have two women feminists in pushing their agenda within that are getting paid by the NFL, which incidentally you guys are paying for in your tickets every time you buy a ticket now. It's one of those lighter than air jobs they've attached. But do you think that the feminists would say, hey, they would look at that and go, no, it's not fair to lay Ray Rice off or fire him from his job because this woman started it. This woman hit him.
Oh, no, they don't care about any of that. All they care about is quote unquote equality for women, which is, whatever gives them the advantage that somehow makes them equal.
Yeah, whatever their idea of equal is very, very corrupt for the gynocentric. It's like you have to be their slave because somehow that's equal.
Right. I can kind of imagine that, like a feminist line of thought would be like, he has this advantage, but I have this advantage that makes us equal. Well, no, it has to be the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Apples and oranges.
Right. It's the same. Men have a better concept of equality, and than obviously women do. But I like to bring up what happened to Johnny Mazon. What happens if you ever did strike a woman? And I've experienced this in my life where a woman struck me, and I called the police, test this thing out, and the police came and they did exactly what we say they're going to do. No matter what, it was my fault.
What'd they say? If you don't mind sharing that information.
What'd they say?
Yeah.
They said they were going to have to remove me for the night to make sure I didn't hit her. And I said, but she hit me. And I want you to remove her from, it was a friend's girlfriend. But it went exactly the way I thought it would go. And it was very corrupt, and it was very fucked up, and it was very female oriented. And men just don't get it. The police just don't get it. Like you should say violence against people anytime, and that's assault.
Right.
But you're allowed
can't just look at another human being and say that's wrong.
Yeah, you're allowed to assault a man in this day and age. A woman is allowed to assault a man, and that's what they're saying, and that's wrong. And that's it's a problem that we most men will just say, hey, it didn't hurt, and it really, it's like, so what if it didn't hurt? They
shouldn't do it. Yeah,
you shouldn't do it, because if you're doing it to some other guy, my point was, she's doing it to her children, she's doing it to her husband, she's doing it to anybody she feels like. If she would do it to me, and it has to be looked at. But you get Susan Smiths and all these crazy girls running their children into the lake and can't see this, and they wonder why. And the female violence and the females raping kids in schools, and it starts with their very policies.
I remember Karen Strawn saying something about her kids getting hit. Like, she has a son, I think.
Yeah.
And her son was hit by a girl his age, or something like that. And he was like, why can't I hit her back, or something like that? And she's like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't. Well, you probably shouldn't hit them back. Well, unless she's don't participate in that thing. Call the police. What is supposed to happen is you should be able to call the police, and she'd be taken to jail for assault. And then you're compensated. You're a victim of a crime.
Yep.
That's the way things work in America. If you're a victim of assault, you're a victim of a crime. You need to be compensated for the malice that was done against you. But not if you're a man.
Nope. Yep.
So this Mgtow thing's got me all like, ugh, when I see this. I see Mgtow doesn't bother me. How could it bother me? It has no influence. I want to support them to make sure they go away too.
Yeah.
And that's best for men. But the reaction I see in our community is sort of split, isn't it?
I haven't seen anybody else talk about it as of yet.
Yeah, they get like, oh, they can't be Mgtows because it's, and we went over all these subjects, why it would be very, very hard for them to do that. But hey, if they are going to take on where they're walking away, they're not getting married, that helps us.
Yep.
They're not,
and them talking about it, and if you look at every other Mgtow page, they mention Mgtow, so they're doing our advertising for us.
They're doing free advertising for us.
Yeah.
When you hear Mgtow, you automatically go to your head to the Mgtow, no matter what.
Right.
So they're giving us free advertising.
Yeah, we've set up the standard, the what to compare it to, and the whole time they're just going to try to be measuring up.
They'll try to be measuring up.
Yep.
Yeah, but hey, it only assists in our cause. If they want to walk away, walk the fuck away. Walk as far away as you can. Walk into the woods so I can't see you. And
right.
I don't. But the baby mama thing's got to be addressed with them, doesn't it?
Yeah, and was that third point as well? They're walking away, yet they'll step in at any time to help feminism, which is kind of weird.
That is kind of weird.
I'd have to see some discussion from them on what that entails.
Yeah,
are they just masking themselves as Mgtow until they need to strike, so to speak? Just
yeah, until the sperm is frozen in the freezer.
Yeah.
Egalitarian. And, they're the little egalitarians that want the sexual cryptis. They want the community to provide for them. They want the baby in them to be taken care of, like it's the community's child.
And it might just be a chameleon tactic from them, They might just say they're Mgtow and then they sperm jack or do whatever they got to do, get pregnant, become a mom, and their whole mentality changes, and boom, right back to feminism. And
next thing she's getting baby daddy.
I don't know.
Yeah, she's getting baby, because that worked out so well. She's getting baby daddy number 2, baby daddy number 3, baby daddy number 4, and before you know it, she's making huge amounts of money with men. Every one of these men's lives are crushed, and there's no businesses coming from that. There's just another 4 men that are just paying this woman.
I mean, by all means, if women if they want to pull through and be self-sufficient and become an adult and provide and be able to compete in in any type of field and be able to prove themselves, by all means, go for it. I don't foresee them getting that far.
You know what I think it would be like for a Mgtow? The ultimate would be, sometimes men around here go, hey, send me a pic. I want to see your badass. And, with a Mgtow would be, hey, send me a picture of your bill that you paid. I want to see that gas bill was actually paid by you.
Show me that bill. Yeah.
Not helping you in the service and not the community fund that was going to pay that gas bill. I want to see you paid your electric bill. I want to see you paid your phone bill. I want to see I want to see that lease with your name on that lease.
Right.
I can start believing.
I don't want to see daddy paying for everything. Oh, I'm a Mgtow.
Yeah, I'm a Mgtow. Right. But that's even an interesting concept. I see a lot of guys paying women's apartment bills and stuff like that. The lease is in her name. He's just giving her the money.
Right.
and he co-signed. The ultimate is the guys that go on the simps that co-sign for the car.
He did it for the credit, and then it's hers.
It's her. She's out riding. She's out riding her new boyfriend around in the car that he's paying for, and his credit's about to get jacked if he doesn't make those payments.
Yep.
That's the ultimate simp move.
Yep.
But I see this with the 18, 19-year-old boys a lot. It's one of the things women have figured out that, hey, honey, can you just co-sign for me? And then she stops making the payments. And then all of a sudden, what did you think a co-signer meant? That means you get the bill. And your credit is now about to get jacked, buddy.
I feel like a lot of people learn that the hard way when they co-sign for an apartment or a car or a house or any huge financial responsibility, and then 2 weeks or 2 months or whatever down the road, somebody backs out, and there you are stuck with it on Craigslist trying to get someone else to join you.
Yeah, I see fathers do this too with their daughters, like. They want to be strong, independent women, move out into the apartment. They're like, Daddy, can you co-sign on my apartment lease? And then all of a sudden they figured out, well, they just stop paying and Daddy has to pay it. That's like an invitation for Daddy to pay it.
Yep.
And then they guilt the father. It's a shaming trip. It's like, oh, God, if I don't pay it, then she's going to end up moving back in here. And then my credit's had anyways. And then so I might as well pay this fucking thing. And yeah, I see that so often with women, and they don't get it, do they?
Not so much. No, they
just how horrible that is, and how horrible that kind of attitude is.
I don't think the light ever goes on that they think to themselves, "Hey, I have to start being responsible now." It's just, "Hey, I have a fallback, and then when my dad gets back up on his feet, I'll try again."
Yeah.
Or boyfriend or husband or insert male utility here.
Insert male utility. Whoever got jacked for that.
Yep.
But that's important things to teach men around here, because that's what's going to happen. And it's not also that, it's with sex. And it's like the girl comes to you and she's like, oh, I'm pregnant. And you go, okay, you're going to have to get rid of that or make a choice. And then she goes, well, that's okay. And meanwhile, we can just, we don't have to use contraception. And she's probably not pregnant, but, it's like, okay, but she will be soon.
Right. Right. If she's not, she will be.
She will be soon. Yeah, you stop using the contraception.
It might not even be yours, so don't even worry.
Yeah, it's a form of sperm jacking. She becomes the cum bucket, and she will be pregnant. Yeah,
she'll get it one way or another.
Yeah, I think so. A girl tried that on Nico. It's like she wasn't pregnant, but she's like, okay, you can just go on, do it in me. It's a form of your sperm jacking, and that's what we say. That these girls in the Mgtow group, do they understand that sperm jacking? That's anticipating a slave.
As far as I know, I feel like they're thinking about that as endorsed, and through their friends and peers, they tell each other to basically do it.
Yeah, that's what they would tell each other.
Kind of like anchor baby or something, just
anchor baby. That's the financial anchor that ties the baby mama club.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I think I heard a girl I was hanging out with say something about a rich guy. Like if she was with him, she's like, the first thing I would do is get pregnant. I was thinking, man, like that's.
Yeah, that's it. That's the first impulse, and everything's taken care of after that. She gets in the system, and I've told you my experience with that system. I've told some of these guys that they teach them how to do this.
Yep.
There's a course down there at Health and Human Services that all women can go down and take. Women that fall between the cracks. and then they give them the the food stamps, and you don't, and then they try to get them working, and there's a responsibility thing, 3 years on the program. But one of the courses is prenatal care, and a lot of guys don't understand prenatal. That means before the baby.
Yep.
I just had an opportunity to sit as a guard outside of one of those classes where there's probably 40 women in there and 40 upset boyfriends out there, and that wanted to kill every one of them. And can you hold just 1 second?
Sure.
I did this.
Must have spilled some hot coffee all over. Had to clean it up. Nah, I'm just kidding.
I did the same mistake I did every time I get on one of these things.
What's that?
I started cooking something. All right, I started making tea.
Oh.
They turned the water on, threw the tea bags in there, turned the heat on, and then walked away, and started 56 minutes later, something's burning.
You left the kettle on.
Yeah. I think I might have to buy a new teapot now.
Maybe like leave a note. Do not make tea before talks.
Yeah. I do like to sip the tea while I'm talking. I have something to clear my throat with, and it's
right.
I always forget to go back in there and actually make it. Oh God! I did that twice before. One with my dinner, twice with my dinner, and now with a teapot. I'm gonna have to have some safety issues with the stove here.
Auto shut off.
Yeah, make it a little easier for me to understand.
Did they have a sleep timer on stoves yet? Or
they should have a sleep timer on stoves. Isn't that a great idea? Just put a sleep timer. If you're gonna
$1 million idea.
Yeah, I'm cooking chicken, and I've turned it on to like whatever the setting is, and then I hit the sleep timer and say chicken, and it says, well, this will go off after 32 minutes or 40 minutes, just like a microwave.
Yeah. And you can set it like if you're reading instructions on cooking, like, hey, bakes for 35 to 40 minutes, just set it for that, and then you could come back and your food would be ready.
Yeah, done. Cool. It's already taken care of. That would be cool, but they don't have those on stoves, do they?
Not that I know of. Hey, Mgtow out there, one of you has got to be an engineer or something. you can do this. I'll help you right now. That's a great idea.
Yeah, remember who told you. So when it comes time for the donations to the channels, you can. Yeah.
Yes, you'll be like, I'm the stove Mgtow. That was me.
Hey, some of those things, some of those little ideas. Who's the guy that invented windshield wiper blade delay?
Didn't they have like a documentary on that guy?
Yeah.
Like there was like
GM just stole it from him. They said, no, we're not going to pay you.
Yeah,
thanks for
like
the
idea. Court thing or something.
Yeah, that's he took a J to K flip flop. I don't know if you maybe it was an R to K flip flop, maybe J to K or an F to K flip flop, one of the three. And he incorporated the J to K flip flop inside of the wiper delay as like and with a reciprocal pattern on a timer. And and then they stole it from him. They said, "Oh, that's a great idea. We don't have to give you no money."
Yep.
One of the more brilliant. I can't remember if they had. That was in the 60s, and there wasn't no. That was now you can imagine if you're an electrician, you look at that and you go, well, what came from that idea? What came from this design, this electrical design that he made, which is called a flip flop. Well, your remote control came from that. On your TV, the greatest invention for men ever. You no longer have to get up out of your seat or leave your beer.
Inspiring such inventions as the TV remote, the wiper delay, and probably now a few others. Yeah,
we need a stove delay now. Stove cooking system I no longer burn my food every time I go on a podcast.
There'd have to be some like I wouldn't say instant, but relatively quick cool down feature because like the stove's hot and if it stops, like it's still going to be warm. You know what I'm saying? Like it'd have to be like a temperature controlled to like go down relatively quickly, or else or you're still cooking it.
Yeah, you could like have it. If I would set that up, I would set it up where it would go the 20 minutes and then start modulating down in increments of like 10 degrees over the next few minutes until it was dissipated and just kind of cool down.
Just kind of on a, you can either have it like simmer or whatever, or just lukewarm.
Oh, that would be cool too if it would change the temperatures for you too, because a lot of things you got to start on full boil.
Yeah, and then you got like if you're boiling, and then you got to put the lid on it and simmer for however many minutes.
Yeah, like rice is like that. You start it at a full boil, dump your rice, and then turn it to a simmer. If you just put it on, it went to a full boil, went down to a simmer, and then turned itself off after 20 minutes, and then cooled down rather quickly. That's the problem with the cool down. You'd have to have or move it to we can go all mechanical and have it move to a middle section.
Well, they got those robot kitchens now. Have you looked up those at all?
Oh yeah, that's the same idea of
the fully robotic kitchen where it has like
it's a PLC.
It's like 1,000 recipes and it costs like 15 grand or something. I would invest in one of those. I don't know how to cook at all. Like I know how to make a damn good bowl of cereal and some decent toast. My ice cubes are to die for. That's
ramen noodles are pushing it because there's actually 3 steps, and that's cooking.
No, I just microwave it.
Yeah, that's 1 step. It's throw it in. I peel the top back, and those luscious banquet dinners. To say Chef Boyardee, man, that guy was a genius.
Yes, he was.
He's from Cleveland here. He's from my town.
Really?
Chef Boyardee. Yeah, Chef.
How about that? Remember.
Yeah, Chef Boyardee was invented in Cleveland in a Cleveland restaurant here, and before the breakdown of the city, Chef Boyardee had a restaurant in Cleveland, and that's where that started from.
Hey, I got an idea for these Mgtows. If they want to be productive, why don't they invent the stovetop auto cool down sequence?
Yeah, do something for us. They say there are these
right.
These bright
if they want to get out of the kitchen, they need an automated stove service. That's
That's a stove. Some woman's gonna go, we already have that. It's a crock pot.
No, but that crock pot doesn't turn off by itself.
No, it doesn't turn off. When it turns off, and you just put everything in there, and you just hit the button, and then you walk away. Podcast. Come back and you have a luscious dinner that looks great.
Yep. So when they start podcasting, they won't make the same mistakes as us and leave the stove on.
This guy says a Cleveland steamer. That's the only thing Cleveland has. It's a Cleveland steamer. If you know what a Cleveland steamer is, that's
yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, the scam. I'm reading
the chat.
Okay. Yeah.
To answer you, I have seen Bill Burr's F is for Family devious, demonic.
Oh, I was gonna start watching Bill Burr. Everybody says if you're a Mgtow, you got to watch Bill Burr, but I was not. I'm not really I don't like his face.
Yeah, his stand-up's pretty good, but I guess you could just minimize it and just listen to the audio.
Yeah, I gotta listen to the audio because I can't stand the way he looks. He's just one of those guys that I met. If I met him in life, we all have those guys. As men, we do those things. There's a guy up the street right now that he's probably a pretty decent guy, but you just look at him and you go, "No, we could never get along." He's just got the face I want to punch.
Poor dude.
Yeah, Bill Burr is my Bill Burr. And you know what? Leonardo DiCaprio, too. If I ever met that guy, it would take a lot for me to hold back on him because I just want to punch him.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, dude, I know what you're talking about. There's just those guys that you know it when you see them. You just want to give them a good jab or two, you know,
yeah,
just
you just
set
give
the
him a good
tone a little.
jab. Me and Scotty had this thing going. Me and Scotty, I don't know if Scotty's still alive, but man, from the second grade, he didn't like me, and I had that face that he didn't like, and I didn't like him. And every time we walked each other's path, it was instant fight. We didn't even stop to talk sometimes. We just kind of, I remember once we were walking, we had both ended up after a baseball game. I was like 12 years old or something. Uh, we were at a baseball game at the local fields in the Heights area where they put all the fields, the baseball field. It was like 12 of them. And his head went down, my head went down. He walked out of the store and I walked out. We looked at each other, didn't have to say anything. We knew what they were there for. It was instant.
Instant brouhaha.
It was an
It's
instant
going down.
Yeah, and it was going down, and that happened like a dozen times over the years. Like we'd be walking through a field, like and it was like see each other and run at each other full speed. Oh my God, yeah, but that's just that guy, you know. Bill Burr has that face for me.
Yep.
Yeah, Scotty. I'm thinking of what Scotty looked like. I didn't like, you know, it wasn't Scotty's face; it was his attitude. I didn't like.
Oh, you wanted to punch his attitude's face?
I wanted to punch his attitude right out of his face. Oh, it's funny because my twin brother he had a brother, and my twin brother had the same thing going with his brother. It's like we couldn't get along. That's just man shit, you know. I think over the
boys
years,
will be boys shit.
Yeah. Boys will be boys. Yeah, we grew out of it. I seen him at a flea market once. He was walking around, and I looked up, and there he was. And then the first impulse was like, and then we were like, fuck it. Oh,
I was watching the Matrix the other night, and I think it was the second one where that program that protects the Oracle fights Neo for a hot minute, and he's like, "Good, you don't know somebody until you fight him."
The program that protects Neo, is that
No, it protects the Oracle.
Oh, it protects the Oracle.
Yeah, he's that Asian dude that wears the white coat.
With the white coat, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. So did you watch The Matrix the other day again?
Yeah, I watched all three of them. I just binge watched them because I'm.
See, I can only get as far as in The Matrix, the idealism and everything that was in the first one, and then when they have in the second or third one when he goes blind and he's fighting, he's in front of the whole Matrix. There is in front of him, and then all of a sudden it's about love can save you.
Yeah.
I thought, oh well, they done just screwed that right.
Yeah, it got very weird towards the end.
Yeah, I'm glad they ended it right about there because they're about to go all Hollywood gynocentric on the Matrix.
Like in the final fight between Neo and Agent Smith, you get this epic build up. You know, they got because the Agent Smith was copying himself. You know, had all the copies, and then like the original was standing there, and he was like, "I'm gonna fight you by myself," you know, because he's powerful enough to do it now or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So they do this epic fight, and then you think Neo's gonna have this comeback where he's gonna win at the end, but then like he just stops, and the Agent Smith does the cloning thing to him, and then they all explode, and you just go, "What?"
What?
Yeah.
Agent Smith was displaying like female emotions at some points too during that, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he was like, when he started shaking, and I don't know if there was a tear, and I was like, oh no, that's kind of unbecoming of Agent Smith. He was.
Yeah, Agent Smith was like a really clean cut killer type of guy. Then like starts like I don't know questioning Neo at the end there, and it got weird.
Yeah, it got weird. It was uncomfortable. But it's funny that's our side of mantra movie, but at the end it just doesn't end very Mgtow at all.
No. Just gotta kind of stick to the first movie, I guess.
Yeah, they took it. They ruined it. They ruined it. They could have made
Yeah.
a series. No series have ever came out about that too, which is really surprising.
Right. Like post third movie series.
Yeah, like
Like
our
Terminator did its thing, but
yeah,
like the
like
Matrix.
Terminator
Oh, the one
and
guy said the Animatrix. I hadn't seen that, so I'm not entirely sure what that's about.
the Animatrix. I'm not even sure. Is that on Netflix?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to Google this real quick.
Yeah. Who said that?
Devious.
Oh yeah, the Animatrix. Yeah. Was that on Netflix or was that on I don't know. We'll have to look it up. We can look. We have the computer right in front of us. We can
We
look
have
that
the
up.
technology.
We have the technology. We're going to go into the matrix to look that up. Let me see. And matrix, if I could spell it right. Oh, it did have. Yeah, it says trailer. We could probably watch the trailer. Oh, it's got a girl on there. Oh, that's cartoons.
Yeah, I think animated Matrix. Animatrix
Animated
was.
matrix. The
Yeah.
Animatrix. Oh, it's cartoons. Yeah. Does it have a strong, independent Japanese girl that fights for the Matrix? Against the Matrix, and she has superhuman powers. And yeah, okay, I see what he's talking about now. Okay, but they never had a real series. What other things came from? Halloween had a series too. Uh, Buffy the Vampire Slayer had a series.
Yep.
That's one of my favorite. I used to use his little animated thing. What was the guy in Buffy the Vampire Slayer's name?
Which guy?
Uh,
Just like the.
the tall, handsome alpha male.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah,
IMDb is our friend.
yeah, he had his own series after that, and I thought that was kind of Mgtow. I could always check that but he had an avatar when he was turned into plush animals. Oh, it's puppets. They turned him into a puppet, and he had his. I used to use that avatar. It was like a sadness avatar. Let me see, Buffy.
Talking about Nicholas Brendan.
Yeah, he got his own series after that, and that was called something. But that was a while ago. See, I'm dating myself. Oh yeah, that was David David. Let me click David Boraz Naz.
Oh yeah, I see it.
He
Yeah.
got to. We see David Boraz. We'll have to look up real quickly what his his thing was. He had a series, the best of the best, Aspen Extreme, Valentine, Smashing Officer Down, just suffering easy, Mr. Fix It. These
Was that
girls.
Angel?
Oh,
Is that what the one you're talking about?
yeah, Angel. That was
Yeah.
the one that came off, and he played in a Crow too. Wicked. I was kind of surprised. I don't remember him in a Crow, but yeah, he had Angel, and Angel had a great avatar for that I used to use long time ago. Angel. Yeah, that was kind of he walked away and did his own thing without Buffy around, and
Was that like a spin-off, like the same universe, just him doing his own thing?
yeah, it was let me click on it real quick. Angel is an American television spin-off from Buffy the Vampire Slayer as Josh created by Josh Whedon, and details that Angel is a vampire whose soul is restored by the gypsies and punished for the murder of one of their own. Okay, so he murdered one of their own vampires, so his thing was getting punished by the gypsies for that, which is kind of weird.
You said that guy aged badly.
He aged
Drugs in
badly.
Hollywood.
Yeah, let me see what he looks like now. We'll put a quick pickup of him and see what he looks like. I thought he was. Oh, he got married to Jamie Bergman. Wow, he hit the. He hit the. Oh yeah, we see him around once in a while, David. I got to look on on images to see if how he. Okay, yeah. Oh, you know what he plays now?
What's that?
He plays. He's. I didn't realize that he's the guy on Bones.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh yeah. Well, he's still a pretty handsome guy. He goes real good with the girls. I mean, if that's your measurement of a handsome guy, he's got bones, and then he plays on. I thought it was Tony on NCIS, but that's not Tony. No, no, he's a good-looking guy.
He plays on NCIS the Anthony DiNozzo.
Anthony DiNozzo, yeah, that's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite shows. I always often because they run it so often.
Yeah,
it's not there's very little gynocentrism about it, except for Diva Vadid, which is somehow has superpowers in real life. She can beat up any man.
Yeah.
And does that bother you?
What, in the show or in real life?
No, NCIS is supposed to be portraying sort of real life events, and it's supposed to be sort of close to nonfiction or fiction, and it's supposed to be kind of right on the money. But there's this one girl, Diva Adid.
Yeah, that's like the lead female agent.
The lead female agent.
Yeah,
she can beat up any guy. She's got superhuman powers.
Yeah, she's a Israeli specially trained something, and she can just beat everybody ever. And then like I remember watching a few episodes where like they always have to save her still. Even though she could beat up any guy, but they still have to save her.
Yeah, Tony's always acted like he's afraid of her and stuff. Like in real life, that's kind of unrealistic, and they often do these in shows. Even the Ultimate Girl show, that's crime scene investigations, where all they do is like investigate rapes.
Yeah.
With what's her name? Not Mariska Hargitay. It's oh God, I can't even remember her name now. She's got the weird name that Austin Powers makes fun of. She makes a special entrance in the Austin Powers movie. But yeah, they give her superhuman critical thinking powers, and she's got superhuman every time she just flips a guy with one arm. It's like, damn, she can flip a dude with a one-arm flip. You ever tried to do a one-arm flip on one of your buddies?
Tried, but didn't get very far.
I know one guy in this world that can do a one-arm flip. He's my buddy, and he's like this. He's 6 feet tall. His shoulders are about like at least 4 feet of that 6 feet, and he's got really huge arms, and he can one-arm flip a guy. But that's the only guy because his arms are like 22 inches, and he's a pretty big guy. And it's the only guy in my life that everybody else that ever tried it. And if you had it done to you, it'll probably pull your shoulder out anyways. And you, right. But it's not a plausible. In Hollywood, they do it. Oh, Jessica Jones. This guy says that was my favorite. Jessica Jones is like 135 pounds, maybe, the new Jessica. Did you watch any of that?
No, that's the new Marvel show, right?
Yeah.
No.
They started off kind of really normal with this she's a private detective, and they had this noir thing going, this 1920s the black and white sort of thing, and they used the language from the 30s and 40s, and then she was this detective, and then the next scene it kind of builds, and then she gets superpowers. But it's all about sex, and she's outside.
Is she a superhero, or is she just like a really, really strong person?
I think she has actual. She can see the future powers, and she has actual physical strength superpowers.
Okay.
and it's a female that writes it. You can tell it's very gynocentric. She was the thing that bothered me. I watched like 2 episodes of it, and then on the second episode, she's investigating the other superhero guy, and he's having sex with a girl, and she's watching it from across the street on a ledge. She's got super strength, yeah, and yeah,
Creeping.
it was filmed in New York, and she's creeping and she's masturbating while she's doing
Oh
it.
wow.
She's having an orgasm. Now, reverse the roles.
Oh right. Yeah, some 50 Shades type of fucking bullshit.
Yeah, some guy's watching his neighbor doing it and he's masturbating. That motherfucker's going to jail. And there ain't
And then some, yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
But just
Did you watch Arrow?
Arrow, yes.
That show is very gynocentric. Watching it, it's almost like it's a soap opera. It's not like a superhero show, like just the way it's filmed. It just looks like they're on set of a soap opera, and then he starts doing his training montages and prepping to fight whichever baddie, big name bad guy pops into this episode.
Yeah, he's got his superhero costume, but his super strength is his arrow, his precision of his arrow.
Because he spent like a couple years on an island, he's the best archer in the world now.
Right? Yeah,
but he didn't even start training until he got home, didn't he? Isn't that what it was?
No, yeah, the samurai he met up, he escaped on the first couple episodes. He escaped. I seen the pilot in the movie, and he escaped, and the guy taught him how to shoot the arrow. And then he got off the island. But how he got on the island, he was screwing around on his girl.
It was his girlfriend's sister.
And he was a spoiled rich kid. And he still is a spoiled rich kid. Yep.
And his mom's like the main bad guy, and he doesn't know it.
He doesn't know it. The mother's running the syndicate. And he's got the list that the father on the boat, and it kind of goes into these scenes where you don't exactly know what happened between the father and the son. The father said, there's not enough water, so I'm going to kill myself, but here's a book of my enemies.
Yeah.
And his father caps himself on the boat, and I don't know how they brought that into the whole thing
in the show.
Yeah,
the show they just cut. Yeah, they go through like a storm on the boat, and then they're on the life raft, and then his dad's like, "There's not enough for 2 of us," and he shoots himself, and then
but he gives him the book, and then the mother is actually whatever she's the syndicate boss that's running, and every name that Mariska Hargitay. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking. Morpheus just Mariska Hargitay. That was the crime scenes investigator woman with superhuman critical thinking skills. And
did you watch Daredevil?
That's the original Daredevil.
No, not the shitty movie. The new season or the new series on Netflix.
I've been trying to watch it.
First season.
Yeah, I've watched like a couple episodes, but I was trying to skip by the first one so I can kind of get into it and kind of watch it, see what happens. But I haven't. Now
I liked it. I think it built up really good. Kingpin, the bad guy.
Okay,
Kingpin. Got to see him. The guy whoever plays him, I don't know his name. Is really good Kingpin.
Okay, yeah, that's when I got to watch it. It's kind of.
Yeah,
I'll put that in my quay.
I'll have to watch it again. I haven't watched it with a red pill mindset at all. I just enjoyed it watching.
Yeah. I've been trying to keep up with I've been doing Hulu lately, so I've been watching the new ones that are coming out. Lucifer, and then the new X-Files is my new thing. But they goofied the shit out of the new X-Files, didn't they?
I haven't seen it yet, but I imagine it's not as good as what it used to be.
Yeah, they're doing these moments where they're just interjecting comedy into it in very ambiguous ways, where it's sort of this it's I don't know what you would call it, like surrealism. So So everything's supposed to be real. Everything's supposed to be real. And then all of a sudden, comedy surrealism comes in, and then it gets goofy, and then they go back to regular stuff. And that seems to be
just totally different writing.
Yeah, like somebody, like they got some 6-year-old, well, maybe not 6 year, I was gonna say 6-year-old boy, but that could be like a 22-year-old woman to write those comedy surreal areas, and it's really bad humor.
Because they were like, oh, like let's try and be like the original X-Files, and then they ended up realizing it was like so dark and bleak that they got lighten the mood with crappy comedy, you know.
Yeah, they did it a couple times, I remember, in the original X-Files, which came out sort of nice because they didn't overdo it.
Yeah,
but the whole thing seems to be wrapped around those surreal moments of you almost expect them all to turn into cartoons. Like, hey Bugs Bunny, you know, that stuff, you know. Yep. which would really be cool, but you know, they're not gonna take it.
I have to go eat, actually. Is there anything that you want to talk before I go?
No, this was just kind of impromptu. I thought I can get a couple guys or just talk about Mgtow and my feelings about Mgtow, and how it's not really a you know, I don't care what the girls do. When you go all full boat Mgtow, you don't care what they fucking do anymore because there's no way they can possibly affect your life.
Right.
So you're just sitting back on the Mgtow bench. You're throwing some popcorn into your mouth.
Yeah, the only way they can is somehow that Mgtow becomes like feminism plus, and then just starts wreaking more havoc through the legal systems. Which
right.
It's very much a possibility. Well, you know, we have no idea where that's gonna go. So yeah, hopefully it doesn't come to anything like that. We don't need any more, you know, government intrusion.
Right. Yeah. Get out of our bedrooms, get out of our lives, and let's go. You know, let the married men be married men, and let the Mgtows be Mgtows, and quit worrying about our sex lives, and quit worrying about. And Mgtows are gonna they're gonna do what they want to do now, and that's it. It's not anybody else's freaking business. And if the women want to help out and become Mgtow and say they're going their own way, I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to worry about them marrying my neighbor's kid and fucking his life up. You know,
right.
And, you know, that's good. I worry about all the men, not just me and not just my Mgtow brothers, but I really worry about the blue pill guys too. And I don't want to see them get their lives fucked up by some little you know, girl that just wants to screw it. But if they go Mgtow or Mgtow fully, you know, hey,
right,
do nothing but help our cause.
Yep. So I guess it'll be kind of interesting to see what they do, see if they'll even have like chats like we do, or if they even come close to the philosophical or scientific aspects of you know, sexual dimorphism or anywhere near, you know, evolutionary psychology. I'd be surprised.
I'd be surprised too, but a few simple things would be nice. You know, just respect our rights to you know, abortion and financial abortion, and respect our rights. You know,
right.
But I did send that girl an invitation to come on the show if she wanted to come on and talk with me.
Which one was that?
The one with I've sent them both, actually.
The one we saw the picture of earlier?
Yeah, the one on the website. I sent her one a couple days ago. Like, please, let's do some contact. I'm a Mgtow, you're a Mgtow, so we got something in common here we can talk about, and whether you're getting it right. She never sent me back. I don't think she ever sent me back.
Yeah, I guess it'll be interesting to see their responses as we approach them with open arms, you know, so to speak, to join us for chats and figure stuff out. And or they just completely go, you know.
Yeah, you know, and you know, I'll do my own thing, and it's nothing but feminism under a mask,
right?
A new title, and they're just baby mamas that
that's I'm putting my money on that, but you know, anything could happen really, but I
just want to know if they understand that thing about procreation and you know, them things, the important things that affect us.
Right.
You know, their deep psychology makes no fucking whatever they think, it doesn't matter to me because I'm a Mgtow. They can think whatever the freak they want.
Right.
But no, the things that really affect us are the things that will affect us, and that's what I want to talk about. See what they're see if they're assisting with reducing childless fathers and stuff like that, and if they're just if they're going celibate, if they're or if there's just another
yeah. From what I've seen, I just expect them to be fully pro women. Just we can do it type of.
Yeah, that's fine. You want to go out.
That's the vibe I'm getting out of it. I don't know. Maybe someone can point me into some actual material of theirs. But.
Right, yeah. If they want to go get an apartment, pay their bills, work, have a baby, I'll support. I even support child care for women while they're going through that and everything, and give them the time off they need and all that. I'll support that shit. And then when they get back to work, they work, they get off the welfare system, they do their strong independent woman roles, raise that baby by themselves. Don't rely on no man, because you made that decision. He didn't have no choice. Go to the sperm clinic, and that's the thing I want to see. Hey, these women can go to the sperm clinic too and get sperm. They don't have to hijack that sperm.
Right. They don't. They can get it sort of ethically, sort of.
Yeah, go get it ethically. You don't have to sperm jack some dude for his finances for the rest of his life, and do that thing. I support that 100%.
Right.
We already have our social systems built to take care of these things, and I support that. But she's going to go sperm jack some dude, and the social systems are going to jack him over for the rest of his life, and he's going to be a slave.
That sounds almost worse than feminism,
Right,
we're gonna intentionally go out, get men, get knocked up, go our own way, be supportive, and then do our own thing on top of that. We're gonna support ourselves and our children while the men are supporting us. But no, we're Mgtow, we're independent, we're supporting ourselves.
Right.
That's like double support. I don't know.
Yeah. It's hypocritical. That's what I was but I would like to see have some input in that, and if to see and at least be able to recognize what their intentions are,
right,
to ride the system as it is, or hey, help us create a new system that works for men and women equally, which will promote if we had a system like that, I think more guys would be like, hey, I want to be a father, I want to be there, and I want to do these things. And more guys would, because as soon as a guy gets jacked, he repels from society.
And we have some of the Mgtows who want to be single fathers via surrogacy or artificial wombs and stuff like that.
There's a lot of things that we want to talk about with
so if the Mgtows want to approach it and some comparison like that, where it would be they completely sole provider and be able to afford everything, they want to push themselves to be a supporting parent and go through all that stuff. That'd be interesting to see their take on it.
Yeah, if they want to be vessels and do that surrogacy thing, I can tell you there's about 10 guys in my group that might want to pay $30,000-$40,000 all at once. Have you do that, have them do the they can do, just give the baby over, preferably a boy. And that's fine. They want to be single fathers and they want to be Mgtows and they want to do their own thing, that's fine. But can't have this hijacking and these bed social systems. But yeah, that's the only thing I wanted to kind of breach on today. I was gonna do an hour by myself if I had to.
All right, well, thanks for inviting me. I wasn't expecting to be on, but I seen your link. So
yeah, it was impromptu. I'm gonna start doing a lot more of these things I said, where I just come on and I start talking, and if anybody wants to come in, they're fine. If not, I'll just talk for an hour.
All right. Yep. I'll definitely join you on future chats. I think we'll see what happens. Hopefully, I'll have more videos up in my playlist. So guys, check that out while you're at it.
Yeah, check out Mgtow Oracle's playlist. He's building these things up for you. He's doing the work, and we can go see a wide variety of Mgtow channels, and he's picking the best. So you don't have to sort through 500 of my shitty videos.
Do you subscribe to I Am Serious?
No, me and I
No.
am serious see things differently.
Oh, okay. Because I was stumbling through some of his videos earlier.
Okay, yeah, he's got a good takes on a lot of stuff. I don't, but there's a personality conflict between us, so I'm not going to push it. And no, I love my brother, I am, but
Yep.
he knows and I know that we just don't get along.
Yeah, I try to remain unbiased, and I don't know like any of the relationships between the other content producers. So,
Yeah.
so I just assume everybody's friends.
yeah. He's okay. It's just that yeah, he's got a different way of talking than I do. But I'll let you get back to your dinner.
Yep.
I gotta go scrub my teapot out now, and I do have an appointment at 7:30 to go to. And you guys take care. It's another it's my first Wednesday podcast. You guys take care and have a great day, and be strong, Mgtow.